Many of you already know an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So I'm going to show you guys 4 exercises you can do at home with only this exercise ball right here to prevent your back from hurting in the future. So listen up. And of course, before we get going, make sure you hit the subscribe button, subscribe to RyleyRehab, because every single week I'm going to be coming up with new content helping you become the expert of not only your own back, but your own body. So let's get into the main thing here. So with an exercise ball, it's a really cool tool if you know how to use it right. You can prevent a lot of back injuries just by doing simple exercises at home. And one of the most basic ones is just to work on the back itself by doing what's called a bridge. How do you do the bridge, you might ask? What you want to do is you want to start with the ball underneath your knees, keep your hands on the floor, head on the ground, and then lift your bum off the ground there, hold it for 1 second, then bring it back. That's the most basic bridge. This is the easiest one. If it really hurts too much to do that, you can even just squeeze your back as if you're lifting it, or just lift it about 1 inch off the ground. But most people find this a good intro exercise. If it is too easy, which many of you may find, you can actually roll the ball out further. The further you go, the harder it's going to be, but the harder version is basically keeping your heels against the ball here, hands planted on the ground, lift your bum up, hold it for a second, and then bring it down. Repeat this 15 times and do it 3 times a day. If you can't do 15, just do as many as you comfortably can. And additionally, for those of you who are really strong and just want to prevent your back injury even more, you can actually reach for a backpack or some kind of bag. Even any weighted object, but what I would recommend is just getting a backpack, filling it up with soup cans, filling it up with anything heavy you can find in your house. Textbooks work well as well. And then just put it on your hip. You actually want the backpack to go right on your hip right here. And then you do the exact same thing, lifting up and then bringing it down. You may have to put your other hand or one of your hands on here just to support yourself balance-wise. But I'm sure if you're at that strength level, that should be no problem. So now that we have the back taken care of, you also have to focus on the front of the waist, which is basically the core muscles, the abdominal muscles. Those aren't your back muscles themselves, but the more stronger these are, the more they'll take the work from the low back and the less likely your low back's going to get hurt. So what you want to do is you want to start off by learning how to activate your core. A lot of ways to activate the core. I've shown other variations in other videos, but the simplest way for this sake is to grab a rolled up towel, just any kind of rolled up towel that's about this thick, and put it underneath your back, right on the arch of where your back is. And then lay down right here. What we're going to do is we're going to lift the ball up, but what you want to start off with is grab the ball between your heels and your bum. And all you're going to do here is once you have a good hold of the ball, all you're going to do is you're just going to pull the ball up and basically do a reverse crunch. You're going to pull up here, just like that. Where the core activation comes in is I want you to always feel contact with that towel on your back at all times. And you want to make sure the towel's no more than 2-3 inches, because if it is too big, you're going to feel it no matter what. You'll know your core is activated as long as you're putting the pressure right there. And this is the easiest way. If even that's too hard, you can even just kind of rock your legs back and forth. You're still going to do the exact same thing as long as you feel the contact on the towel. Harder variation is if you instead put your heels on the outside of your ball and kind of grab it with your leg and then do the exact same thing, but it's not going to be against your bum. You're still keeping that pressure of your low back against the towel, but you just bring it up like this and then bring it back down. Keep your knees bent on this one. However, as I just said that, you can make it harder by actually straightening your legs out, and I have enough room here, so if you straighten your legs out, you can do the exact same thing, keeping the towel here and then lifting the ball up like this. And I can't even do this keeping it in perfect form without not talking, so keep in mind this is a more aggressive exercise. I will mention too, if you do have diastasis recti, which I know some of my viewers do, this one can be more aggressive, so I definitely get checked out before trying something this strong. But if you are going to do it, keep a close eye on your tummy, even feel there, just to make sure it isn't bulging out too much. But for the back, this can also be a more aggressive exercise too, so you always want to listen to your body on this. And if in doubt, just start a little bit safer for now, and then work your way up from there. And the third exercise is a really easy one that actually works your obliques, are the muscles that go diagonally across in your abs, which just adds even more stability because we were working on the deeper core muscles at first, but now we're going to work on the ones that kind of stop all the side-to-side motions. So what you're going to do on this, I have to get kind of nice up close and personal to show you guys, but basically you're going to go right over top of the ball, keeping both elbows, my right elbow and my left elbow in contact, and both knees in contact with the ball. While you hold this position, all you're going to do is just pinch your left elbow. So I'm going to pinch here, hold for 2 seconds, and relax. Then you're going to pinch with the other leg, so I'm going to pinch this leg in, and then this arm, this elbow in here as well, and it should go just like that. Just so you guys know what I'm doing without it, if the ball wasn't here, it would look just like this. As if I'm trying to make my elbow touch my opposite knee. I really like this one because you can really go as hard as you want on this. You can go so hard that you deform the ball and make yourself go up, or you can go so lightly or just gently pressing against it. So this is another exercise, really simple. Again, do 3 sets of 15 or what you can handle. And that leads me on to the next exercise, which is the most relaxing one of the 4. For this one, all you're going to do is just keep your belt line on the center part of the ball and keep all your hands and arms on the ball right here. And this is actually a stretch for the low back, not so much to strengthen it. All you're going to do here is just relax, just let your body fall down, let your legs fall down, and you should feel everything kind of relaxed here. You might have to find a bit of a balance point here to make sure you aren't falling over. But when you hold here, you should feel your back get a nice little stretch. And the more relaxed you are, it's hard to talk like this while relaxing, I understand. But the more relaxed you are, the more you'll feel that all those muscles in the back just kind of opening up, relaxing. You'll even feel a bit of decompression on the spine for this as well. So this is a really good one to close, especially if you're doing a bunch of things to work out all those muscles and your spine there. So this one you can hold. You can hold this as long as you really want, as long as you're not getting pain, but I would recommend about a minute. And for this, do as many as you need to throughout the day. If I had a hard number to give you, I'd say 3 times a day. You can also move around little bits as well, just try to find where you get the most release from. Some people find the more you go down here, the more you release. Really depends on where all the tension in the spine is. So those are my 4 exercises on how to prevent back pain. If you do these every week at least, you could even do it a little more often, but every week, it'll reduce the risk of you hurting your back, which will make a big difference in the future because back injuries are not fun. And if you like the video, please subscribe, please comment, and I shall see you next time.